Ladies and gentlemen, when you're a black super fan of this game, you can be as paranoid as the players in the house when you're watching it, right? We all knew that production would try to whip something out of their ass to protect Austin, especially coming off this week where Kiefer stood tall. But never in our wildest dreams, ladies and gentlemen, did we expect them to come up with a twist like this to further screw over Ty and Jed. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the critically acclaimed The Pop the Trunk podcast, now Patreon exclusively sponsored. New year, new me, new merch, new era, Hall of Fame. Recency Bias Radio, where no one is safe from criticism. With me, of course, is your humble host, Dave Smith, Pretty Boy Smitty, Protocol Paul, Pearl Game Ultra, Smith Dog Trill, the Rant God, Hotep Thanos, Throne Thanos, Metro Kaiba, the pro-black prodigy, here to bring balance back to Big Brother Canada and the entire world. All of the above on that ISAT test and ACT. You know what it is. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, for the 13th rant entitled Eye for an Eye Coach. And boy, am I happy to be here with a live stream on a Thursday night. Past couple of weeks, things ain't been going our way, but I figured out a way, all right? When there is a will, there is a way, coach. So I'm happy to be here with you all tonight. But there are a lot of things we got to talk about regarding this week, coach. I ain't giving y'all a rant on Big Brother Canada 9 since Monday. There's a lot of stuff on my mind here. It's bad enough when Tera views Kyle as her son just because he's the only white dude in the house. In my opinion, Ty and Jed tried their best to make Tera feel included. Unfortunately, Beth was included in the alliance, and at that time, Tina and Kiefer and Toya was okay with it. They regretted it eventually. But at the end of the day, I can't help but look at Tera as somebody who has a problem with Ty and Jed, but realistically speaking here, she has done Ty and Jed wrong. They have never done her wrong. And I have broken down through great context that every single time where it seemed like Kyle was a goner, it was always Tera there to try to help him. And it's because Kyle used psychological, mental manipulation on this woman to believe she could never betray him because that's her son. But like I mentioned in the last rant, which is Patreon exclusive, ladies and gentlemen, in the Fully Torqued rant, I mentioned how even Kyle was willing to get Tera thrown up on that block so she would get sent home before him in Austin. So at the end of the day, for me to see Tera crying about evicting this guy, but she had no tears for evicting Toya, it just goes to show every woman on this cast is a pick-me. Every woman on this cast hates every other woman on this cast, and it's because they don't expect the women on this cast to take the big shot. So that's what's happening there. But I don't want to bury the lead here, because everyone wants to know my take on this Invisible HOH, aka the we can't be racist because the HOH is invisible, so we don't see color twist. Let's talk about it real quick. Understand, ladies and gentlemen, I have been well documented in breaking down how this production team has gone out of their way through the Stop the Slop twist to indoctrinate and condition the Canadian fan base into voting for people on one specific side, to feel sorry for people on one specific side, to push Austin as the only underdog, when in reality, the people who are black are really the underdogs. But once again, there's a role reversal happening because there's more inclusion, there's more representation. So now we almost have a situation where we have people hijacking our movement, similar to how certain movements hijacked the civil rights movement. But I don't want to get too deep there. I just want y'all to understand, me pointing out how Austin was clearly a production pet in training, it was done with a purpose behind it. Because I wanted all of you all to understand production will whip something out of their butt to save her at the drop of a dime. Understand, Austin did so many moves this past week that were so dumb. Okay, let's go ahead and just throw it out there. The first dumb move was obviously throwing the HOH, right? But let's say, okay, that was an honest mistake. She thought Kiefer would have never thrown her up. She expected him to make the emotional decision of throwing up Vic. All right, let's throw her some rope there. But then when you look at that power of veto competition from yesterday, and you see her lack of trying, if you will, if in the edit tonight they're going to imply to us that Austin and Kyle had this cringe-worthy showmance in the making, let's be real, if that's a showmance, they're putting me to sleep, coach. All right? On the Tuck Everlasting side of the game, it can't last long enough. We needed that to end tonight, okay? Because it was boring. There's no sexual tension. There's no sparks. She has no experience in this category, so she doesn't know how to push it. Kyle is awkward in his own right. His breath stinks, and he's on the block, and he knows he's going home. He don't got the heart to have a mouthpiece right now. And let's keep it real. Even Arissa Cox had to step to you, Kyle, and ask you one question. Why'd you fall on your sword so hard? All you did was simp as soon as Austin touched the damn block. You go up to Jed and Ty. Hey, guys, hear me out here. I'm the guy who acted like you all were totally stupid behind your back a week ago, but hear me out. You guys should save me over Austin because you're going to need someone to target Kiefer. I don't know how y'all get down on that oddball side, but on this Sunsetter side, we have unwavering loyalty, coach. All right? See, everybody on that oddball side, they are so new school with their philosophies that they just expect you to do dumb gameplay for the sake of doing it so they can act like you're dumb again when you do it. And see, this all goes back to BB22, when I brought up how certain non-black people like to offer you deals just so if you take it, they can say you're stupid. But if you don't take it, then they say you're bad at the game for not doing a dumb move. No matter what, you are put against the 8-ball. Now, when we're looking at Kyle, and when we're looking at Austin specifically, Austin did nothing to help Kyle in that veto. And if you really pay attention, the reason why Rohan was fighting so hard is because it was his ass on the line this week. Understand, Kyle did not even mind sacrificing Rohan. He might act as if, oh, I'm so happy for my guy Ro, he won veto. You're dumb if you're that happy for him. Because him winning that veto sealed your fate because Kiefer wasn't an idiot. See, these players got so full of themselves, they got so drunken with power based off of a move that they allowed Vic to make, that they all convinced themselves that they all equally chipped in on that move. When in reality, all those people did was not tell the rest of the house what they were going to do to Toya. But now all of a sudden, they expect people to be super candid, super upfront with information, want to work with them. And now, after Kiefer stood this tall for Jed and Ty, you're tone deaf enough to approach both of these brothers, and your pitch is, you should save me because you need someone to take out Kiefer? Listen, if it's Jed and Ty up to it, they taking Kiefer to final 3, coach. I think they would take him to final 3 over Beth after what he just did this week. So the fact that these players don't even realize how much respect Ty and Jed now have for Kiefer to still try to throw Kiefer under the bus. You know, all week you got Kyle throwing out these threats. You know, all season he's been talking about how he can be straight savage if he wants to be, right? So this week, I'm expecting to see some of that savagery. I didn't see none of it. In fact, he's over here threatening people. Oh, in my final speech before I get evicted, I'm going to go at Beth, I'm going to go at Ty, I'm going to go at Jed, I'm going to go after Kiefer. But what did he do tonight, coach? Oh, he didn't do anything. He didn't say nothing. And I think it's because Austin and Breydon told him, hey, man, you might mess our own games up talking too much. You know what I'm saying? Go out with some class like the other people did. That's what we need to be able to blend back in with the rest of this society and this household. You know, so I think that's the reason why Kyle didn't pop off. But let's be real, even when Kyle popped off against Kiefer, you know, right after the veto ceremony, which we also saw today, let's be honest, he didn't even say nothing in that moment. Kiefer was taking popcorn from Ty's bucket. And that's another thing. I warned everyone that Ty brought popcorn to the power of veto ceremony in my last rant. So during the POV ceremony, yesterday's episode, we didn't see him with the popcorn. Ty just had his arms kind of behind the couch, right? But then when we finally see Kyle pop off, Ty shows up with the popcorn. So that makes me believe that Ty ran to go grab it from the kitchen as soon as Kyle started talking shit. I think his initial reason for doing that was, I don't want to be in the room as soon as he starts talking that hot shit. But at the same time, though, I love the fact that he brought it because honestly, Kyle just comes off as a little kid, that's my crayon, mommy, temper tantrum season. And I can't help but look at this as, bro, you're a flop. Because you had the first 3 weeks off of the game, and then the 1 week you had to start playing, you got sent home. Rohan has had to play this game from the start because he was team defender. That's what made him battle tested, battle hardened. That's why when he was on the block and next to you, he kept his focus about him and he won that veto over you, even though all the chips were stacked against Ro. So I want to give Rohan some credit here. And trust me, we're going to get into that Invisible HOH. I just want to get some things out of the way that's off my chest real quick because the stream is working tonight. All right, there's a few things I want to say. I want to give Rohan his credit because at the end of the day, if it wasn't for Rohan pulling out that veto win, I firmly believe, well, I guess you could argue Jed was in second. Jed would have kept noms. Well, yeah, if Jed wins, Rohan's gone. Right? If anyone else wins that veto, Rohan's gone home. So, absolutely, he has displayed the clutch gene. He Joe Namath these motherfuckers. So, congrats, Rohan. I have never had a problem with Rohan. I've been telling people from the start, the minute you start seeing Rohan play without Kyle, you'll like him a lot more. And there's people who like him already because of Kyle. Now, those people are weird. But the people who like him more without Kyle, those are the people I can rock with a little bit more. And to a larger extent, I believe Tina is a lot more interesting when Tera isn't next to her. Tera is becoming annoying. But with that said, I got to give even Tera some credit because at the end of the day, even though I don't agree with who she's targeting, even though I don't agree with her game all the way, even though I look at her as a flip-flopper, even though I look at her as a floater, at the end of the day, for her own win conditions, it makes sense why she would feel the way she does. She was closer to Kyle and Rohan than she was to Ty and Jed. Now, her argument for wanting Austin out is clearly that she wanted the men to stick around to keep targeting each other so they could all push each other further into the game. Now, as a pitch to Kiefer, that did make a lot of sense, but when Kiefer is making such an alpha male move as the one that he did this week, this wasn't the week for that. That's why Kiefer just said, I want to take a nap. He basically was telling you, hey, man, you putting me to sleep with this boring shit you talking about, Tera. You feel it, dig me. But I thought Tychon did fantastic this week of reminding Kiefer of how much of a threat Austin was. Now, to be fair, Kiefer was always going to make Austin the replacement nom. He was never going to waver because he always saw the value in Vic long-term for his own game. But with that said, for Tychon to also not be emotional, to not push for Vic, to understand there's a bigger picture here, he deserves credit as well. And I think that's why Breydon is so butthurt, Coach. Because Tychon is not someone who can be manipulated to do dumb, goofy stuff anymore, especially now that he has finally kicked Beth the Berserker to the curb. If you don't know, Ty has a beautiful Nubian queen, a beautiful black woman back home, and he wants her back. Now, she might be an ex now, but he knows he ain't got no chance of getting her if he stayed with Beth any longer. So he cut ties with that chick. He curved her. He still will work with her in the game, but that's why Beth is now tugging Jed under the sheets now. All right? And it's annoying everybody. Fans from both sides can agree Beth is annoying at this point. But, my biggest problem with production is they'll give Beth credit as if she's getting a whole bunch of frequent flyer miles on her community sugar walls. They'll give her credit for being able to flirt with two black men at the same time, but they won't show Ty, separating from her and being like, hey, there's a black woman back home I value more than your ass. They do not go out of their way to try to sponsor black love, let alone make it seem like that's an option for black people. That's why they were so anti-Toya. That's why they allow people in the edit to admit they're glad Toya's gone because they can get closer to Jed and Ty. This is why I held Beth accountable when a lot of people didn't want to. This is why now those people who didn't want to before now are holding her accountable now because now they see she ain't shit all around. And that's facts, But, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into this Invisible HOH twist. This is easily one of the most rigged piece of shits. Now, initially, the rumor going around was that this Invisible HOH twist was going to be a Canada's vote. So understand, if Arissa Cox would have revealed to the world that this was a Canada's vote, I would have went off even more. I probably would have started off the entire rant for 10 minutes talking about this. Now, I've calmed down a little bit since because I had to make sure my internet connection was right and legit this time. But understand, Coach, no matter how you shake it in these streets, by allowing someone to be an anonymous HOH, it gives me PTSD from the twist that Adam Pike used to take out Corey during BBCAN9. Understand, by him taking out Corey the way he did, it made Corey blame Sir Anthony Douglas, a.k.a. Champagne Tone, for why it happened. Or at least she blamed him the most when it got to the end of the game because she was totally bitter. So understand, black fans have a paranoia when it comes to these type of anonymous twists because it's already so easy to just target a black person and then blend back in after. So when we see an anonymous twist, which incentivizes more of the same beta male anti-black based gameplay, we have a right to have a problem with it because number one, you allow the person who wins this HOH to compete for the next one, which tells me what, ladies and gentlemen? Production wants one player to get credit for taking out both Ty and Jed. Pay attention there. Why did they add this twist the 1 week before jury starts? It's like they're trying to guarantee someone can't be part of the jury. Think about it that way. And then also add the context of the fact that Austin hurt her game several times this past following week by not winning the veto to save Kyle, which hurt her game by proxy. She has lost Beth as a legit number. I think Beth will eventually flip back to her, but I think Beth will want to get Breydon out first. In all likelihood, I think that's Beth's win conditions. But at the end of the day, Beth really doesn't have no reason right now to really trust Austin more than Ty and Jed. She has to figure out a way to push Ty and Jed and guarantee both of them get to that jury because that increases her win conditions exponentially. If one or Ty and Jed does not make jury, Beth's game now becomes a lot more easier to guard against, right? But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Because Arissa Cox also mentioned, well, she didn't also mention this, she basically explained the rules, and this HOH comes 100% rigged because it's based off how many things you see fall from the sky. Meaning, we have no way of keeping up with the actual count. Meaning, production can decide whatever number they want is closest to the house guest that has the number closest to the number they want it to be. They can legitimately engineer this comp and rig it and micromanage it to guarantee that the person they want to win it wins it so that they can get the shine from targeted Ty and Jed. And what makes this worse is these people are already cowards. Now you're incentivizing more cowardice-based gameplay by having a cowardice HOH before jury even starts? You feel me? No matter how you shake this, ladies and gentlemen, they are 100% trying to put Ty and Jed behind the 8 ball here. Like, if Ty, Jed, or Beth somehow win this HOH, I am going to applaud them because the deck is as stacked against these three this week as it was stacked against Rohan this past week. And that's big facts. When you keep in mind, okay, there's only 10 people left in the game right now. Kiefer can't compete. That means 9 are competing right now for HOH. Out of that 9, 6 of them are targeting Ty and Jed. So that means this majority alliance has a 66.7% chance of getting Ty and Jed thrown up on the block anonymously. A week removed from Austin completely crashing and burning and ruining her game, Bray hurting his game. And you mean to tell me it's no coincidence production put it right here so Austin could make jury? All you got to do is look at the timing of it. The timing of it looks messed up. See, I'm a believer in actions. It means more than words. But I'm also a believer in timing as everything. Why did they time this twist now? Why time a twist like this as soon as Ty and Jed finally gain attacking momentum after being defensive the first 3 weeks? Why as soon as Ty and Jed gain the confidence to start going after more targets, do you create a twist that allows anyone to target Ty and Jed, and they don't even have to have the blood on their hands for it. They don't even have to answer for it. See, ladies and gentlemen, this is why my stream always get messed up on Thursday nights. But now that I have put the right measures in place, it's going to be very hard to silence my voice on a topic like this because I know what I'm talking about. The timing of this is 100% designed to screw these two brothers over. Absolutely. Everyone keeps saying, well, eventually there's going to be a beast comp. Are we sure there's going to be a beast comp? Seems like a lot of these competitions are very low budget. Usually beast comps take a lot of money to fund. What if COVID is making them come up with a lot more carnival comps and a lot less brute force comps? What if they picked Ty and Jed on purpose because there weren't that many brute force comps that they planned to have on the season already? Understand, they prep these things weeks ahead of time, months ahead of time. So that means this twist could have been planned weeks, months ahead of time. But I just find it very hard to believe because they announced it for the first time yesterday. It makes me think they just came up with it. Because usually, production likes to allude to these things to get more ratings for people to watch the entire week. You mean to tell me y'all just wanted ratings for one day on Thursday? Now, granted, y'all did enough of that a week ago with the whole Latoya edit and the cliffhangers and all that dumb stuff. But my point is, I'm just showing that to show that they do have a history of doing this, sometimes subconsciously. So I'm giving them a little bit of rope. But at the same time, it feels like whenever there is an opportunity to throw a black person to the wolves, production always got to get involved. Always, you know? But, you know, I'm seeing people act as if Kyle just had a funeral. I'm seeing people complain. Everyone is complaining about Austin. She's a queen. What has Austin really done? Seriously. She got out Josh. What did she do outside of that move? No disrespect to Josh. I'm just saying. She got out Josh. Her resume is trash. She threw a veto, which sent her showmans home. Then on his last day there, she said, I think I might have feelings for you. What, is she hoping for a battle back? Too little, too late, coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing here? Right? And let me mention this. Why the hell did production, in the preview of tonight's episode, why did they show Jed kiss Breydon on the lips? Oh, y'all not hearing me. Did y'all notice that? See, this the shit I don't like. Shout outs to Chief Kiefer. That's that shit I don't like. No. Bang, bang. You know, it's bad enough, Jed, that you got Ty sloppy seconds right now with Beth. Trying to act like you winning out here in these streets. It's bad enough. But you actually allowed these people to convince you to kiss Breydon on the lips too, my guy? See, now it's not... See, now I got to ask questions, Jed. And if y'all don't believe me, go rewatch that episode from tonight. Just watch the first 1 minute of the episode. Previously on Big Brother. Dun, 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 dun. And then after that... On tonight on Big Brother. Then all of a sudden, you see Jed walk up to Breydon, who's sitting at a table, and he kisses him straight on the lip. Everybody go, ah! And I hope that didn't happen when y'all got drunk as hell during that Tera and Tina shit. That'd look even worse, Jed. I'm telling y'all, man, they are pushing an agenda hard, Lester. Absolutely. But these brothers ain't got to play along, though. See, at a certain point, and see, this is why I'm giving Ty credit. Because it seemed like as soon as Ty stopped with the Snow Bunny theatrics, he said, y'all ain't going to get me doing none of that moist stuff ever again. You know what I'm saying? Get with it or get lost. It seemed like Jed's still playing ball. And keep in mind, Ty has been the one that the other alliance has wanted out before Jed for the longest now. So, do they feel that way because Ty is a little bit more down for the cause? Doesn't this sound a lot like why they like Victoria and hate Toya? See, Jed, unfortunately, brother, when you did what you did tonight, it doubled down on that cross-dressing stuff from a week ago. And when you already didn't use the veto on the sister, this looked bad all around, my guy. And I know there's a lot of people who don't even want to discuss this type of stuff, but my thing is, Jed, you over here sleeping with a white girl who just aired out your laundry, told basically the two most gossipy players in the game, she told them what size drawers you wearing, basically. You don't even know, my guy. That's embarrassing, dog. Then on top of that, Bray talks you into kissing him after he knows your size? Bro, this look bad, dog. And to a certain extent, it once again shows how little production thinks of straight black men. Because in any other situation, wouldn't you feel like you owe it to that person to let them know what has been said about them? Wouldn't you reprimand Beth for what she's done? Production didn't do a damn thing either way. Beth is super excited about this twist. I can't tell if she's super excited about this twist because she would target Ty and Jed anonymously. I can't tell. Now, I don't think she would do that because I think that would nuke her own game, especially since Austin is losing trust for her. It's really putting her down the path of having to rely on Jed and Ty. But at the end of the day, isn't it poetic justice that Beth screwed over Toya to get Jed and Ty to herself just for Ty to say, I don't want them community sugar walls anymore. I'm straight. Just for her to clown the guy she's currently with for not being big enough and for her to lose her final two with Austin. So, if I could go back in time and ask Beth, would you have kept Toya? Would you have never thrown her under the bus once? If you knew you would still possibly have a final two with Austin? If you knew you possibly would still have Ty? If you knew your game wouldn't be completely shambolic? I mean, Vic called you out and you didn't even say nothing back, Beth. You was just her little bitch. It's like, damn, Beth. Like, I'm over here thinking, this is the first time in my life I've seen a black woman be allowed to straight up G-check a white woman. I've never seen this before. If it was anyone else but Vic, I would applaud it because I don't see it very often. But because it's her ass, I can't even be happy about what I saw because it's the wrong messenger delivering that message. You know, when you got a black woman having wet dreams over a white dude with bad breath who can't even get the snatch from the girl he just fell on his sword for. I'll say that 5 times without stuttering. At the end of the day, I can't help but clown Victoria because no matter what she says about Kyle, no matter what she says about Beth, if she had it her way, those are the people that she's at their cookout before the black folks. So I really don't care. But with that said, though, Victoria was the only person to defend Kiefer after Kyle popped off at Kiefer after the POV ceremony. But here's my problem. It took no ovaries for Vic to stand up for Kiefer then, because Kiefer's the HOH. Kiefer protected her this week. Kyle is currently on the block and is going home. Vic only picks fights with people after their game is already over. She's a coward. When Toya picked a fight with Kyle to defend Kiefer in the storage room, Toya and Kiefer were already on the block together. That took ovaries. That showed legit loyalty and your need to defend your ally, your compadre, your compatriot, your comrade. What Vic did, in my opinion, was just more of the same. Showboating. That's all it is. Oh, I can do it. I've been empowered by production now. I feel untouchable. All this goof-ass shit. If there's one thing you got right, though, it's the because you are a snake, coach. I give you that much, you know. And you knew Toya was a mongoose. That's why you wanted her out the game. You knew what it was. She was going to send your ass to the Shadow Realm. You feel it, dig me? I mean, now Kyle fans is open to battle backs and shit. But when Toya got evicted, they were like, oh, I'm glad she's home. I bet y'all wish y'all had a battle back now. Salty. By the way, y'all know we on that JD, but we micro drinking, though. I ain't trying to get too loosey-goosey because I want to be on target with what I'm saying. Shout outs to the dude Dante Ziegler coming through with the stimmy shot. Ooh, spraying the entire lobby. He says, send Jed to the Shadow Realm for that. Is that why Beth said, welcome to the club to Breydon? You may have a point there, Dante. And see, this is my problem. A black woman would never. Well, hold on. Let me not say that. I believe women of all colors are capable of doing sucker shit if you back them up into a corner. Let me rewind that. But a black woman who is down for you, she would never go up to no gay dude, tell him your wee-wee is little, then give him the vote of approval to go and kiss you when she's sleeping with you. What is going on here? What are we watching? Is this Are You the One Canada edition? What is this, an organized orgy? Like, seriously, coach. Like, these players need to get tested, and I ain't talking about corona. Exposed. You feel it, dig me? I'm just saying what it is. Nah, this ain't honey, coach. This is, the standard. The standard. You feel it, dig me? You know, this is what the black folks invented once upon a time. The standard zone. I normally like honey. Don't get it twisted. But this time, I'm already mixing it with some apple cran. I ain't want to get too sweet with it. You feel it, dig me? I ain't want to get 50 Shades of Bray with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying what it is, you know. And did you all notice how production keeps trying to push Tera and Tina as this likable duo when really they aren't? And I'm not saying Tina ain't likable. I'm saying she ain't likable next to her. You know what I mean? Some people just ain't likable next to certain people, right? Like Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai, you know that one kid with the messed up lip? When he around that nerdy dude who be cracking all the little jokes and stuff, it brings out the best in him, right? Certain people, you gotta have certain people to be more likable around that. Just to normal people, you're more likable when you're around certain people. They bring out your more innocent side, your less serious side. Well, after bam. In my opinion, Tera brings out all the things in Tina that makes her seem like someone who's not an ally at all. You know? And honestly, I get it. Tina is trying to, once again, she's basically doing with Tera what Rohan was doing with Kyle. I'm going to stick by this person because I know no matter what, people are going to hate that person more than me 9 times out of 10. If she makes it to the end and final 2 next to Tera, I think Tina probably washes her off connections alone. Especially now that Kyle didn't make jury, because that's one less vote that I personally believe Tera would have been happy to have and guaranteed to have over Tina. So in reality, by Kyle leaving this week, and by Tina making Tera feel like she was willing to fight for Kyle to stay, even though Tina really didn't care either way. In my opinion, she didn't really care either way. I think she could realize that both of them were massive threats. Just comes down to what you prefer, who you prefer to take out as early as now. I agree that Austin is going to become a bigger threat later on, but the majority of the reason why I feel the way I do and the reason why a majority of fans feel the way they do is because Austin just feels like a remix of past archetypes that production allows to skate by, that production gives an underdog edit to even though they're not an underdog in the game. You know, when you're at the top of the echelon and then you stumble and fall and you basically get thrown off the cliff into the sea like the beginning of God of War 1 type shit, I'm sorry. I don't feel sorry for you. I have no sympathy for you because you were gifted a great position. You went for a safe HOH route, which almost blew up in your face because players almost realized their pivoting prowess. They were hesitant. They went back on their word. Then they tried to do it again. Too late. Didn't work. So no matter how you shake it, Austin, yeah, that situation brought you and Kyle close to each other. But before that HOH reign, Kyle wasn't even around her like that. That's why all of this stuff feel weird. If I ain't know no better, Dave Showmans would have been about as manufactured as David and Davon's if it would have got off the ground. I mean, nothing about that relationship seemed real. Nothing. You know? I agree, Harlan. Tina is very likable. Tera, not so much. You feel it, dig me? Tera and Tina boring as hell. They get a damn segment on every episode. I think it's because people were complaining earlier on in the first couple of weeks. Even I was complaining that they weren't giving Tina any credit for exceptional gameplay. Now they're just trying to make her likable because her gameplay is kind of inconsequential to the week. Even though you could argue if there's any week to give Tera and Tina a visibility spike, it probably is a Kiefer HOH, because outside of Kiefer winning HOH and outside of those 2 ladies winning HOH, who else winning HOH gives them or values their opinion enough to give them as much TV time as Kiefer did? Rohan, maybe? I don't know. I think maybe he invites Bray and Austin to his room a little bit more. I don't know. But then again, it's an invisible HOH, right? There is no HOH room this week, which is going to be even weirder. Because we are accustomed to seeing an HOH having a room that is soundproof, where they can have game conversations, and where they don't have to feel paranoid about someone walking in, because you're not really, the proper etiquette is to not walk in unless you're invited, really. If you just walk in like, hey, bro, can I take a dump? Oh, you going to get targeted somewhere down the line for that, because they got to smell that the rest of the night. You know, you got to be very careful about how you bogart your way into places. That's why when Beth, during Vic's HOH reign, when Beth asked everybody in Oddballs to get out the room so she could talk to Vic one-on-one, I was like, ooh, that's a dangerous move there. Ain't you showing everyone that you don't rock with them like that? You know, whatever you have to say, surely you could say it in front of us all if you're really working with us all. I mean, I felt like that moment during Vic's HOH was Beth telling everybody they ops. You know, especially when she kicked out Austin too. I mean, I think that was the beginning of Austin realized, oh, Beth, you really ain't shit. And keep in mind, I think that was before Breydon told the story about Beth trying to force the flip back. So everything adds up chronologically speaking here. But you get what I'm saying. At the end of the day, there is proper etiquette and then there's poor etiquette. I feel like the oddballs are being pushed as the side who's new school and more likable, but in reality, the Sunsetters are old school and more likable because they have more values, right? They have more standards, right? Loyalty matters more to them. What we saw from Kyle this week showed us enough that, yeah, he's that new school guy who's willing to cut anyone, and we might find that to be entertaining, but there's something to be said for someone who's willing to cut anyone to stay. That's someone you can never trust and you can never make sense out of keeping because they're going to turn on you the same exact way. You know, this is what I mentioned about Vic. I said, look, Vic, you're being applauded for your gameplay, but eventually that same gameplay is going to be used to dictate or decide whether or not people can't move further or progress in the game further with you. It's because of what they've seen you being capable of. What Kiefer showed he's capable of is, through any storm, he'll stand tall. So Kiefer, look, I'm sure Kiefer right now is thinking, damn, I picked the wrong HOH to win. I could have double tapped in this mug, right? I could have just waited a week. But if you would have waited a week, Austin would have been HOH, Ty or Jed would have been gone, Kyle is still in the game. Who cares about the anonymous HOH if Kyle's still here? So at the end of the day, Kiefer, you had to do what you had to do. While a lot of people would argue this anonymous HOH might be bad for Kiefer's game, I think it's even better for his game because no one's going to want to waste an anonymous HOH throwing Kiefer on a block who's been a permanent pawn. The whole purpose of using pawns is so you get less blood on your hands. But if you're anonymously throwing people up, then the blood is inconsequential and is non-existent. Therefore, you're going to take more of an aggressive shot. But here's a good question. If the HOH is anonymous, does that mean this week the HOH can also compete in veto? Is this the 1 week this season where they can double tap? So this is the 1 week there will be 6 players for veto then. Because technically speaking, or would they just keep it at 5 and then not let you know if one of the 5 is the HOH? I feel like for entertainment, you should add a player to the veto. Make it a little bit harder to be won. And with a veto like this, it's going to be even more heavily contested because no one knows who will be the person in charge of replacing the noms. You know, that puts Ty and Jed in a pickle. But see, this is the other side of it. If you have 6 people targeting Ty and Jed no matter what, then whoever is the anonymous HOH, as long as they don't target Ty and Jed will be blamed for the move anyway. That's why it's rigged against Ty and Jed even further. Even if Ty and Jed somehow win this HOH, well, even if they don't win this HOH, but let's say someone else feels froggy and they feel like, hey, I want to take a shot at someone else, Ty and Jed are still going to be blamed if they not both on that block. The same way they were blamed for Kiefer's HOH. When you really break it down, it is designed to guarantee Ty and Jed are the scapegoats. Whether they win it or they lose it, they're either on the block or they get all the blood on their hands. There's no way out of this that is clean for either one of these men. But I'll go ahead and take them winning HOH for 500, Alex. R.I.P. Alex Trebek. But, like, seriously, I'd rather have that option, you know, because, honestly, we're going to see a lot of people who are sad about Kyle going home. We're going to see them act like this twist is great. They're only going to act like this twist is great because they know this is yet another HOH comp designed to screw over the Sunsetters. We already had a HOH comp that would reveal where the house was drawn down the middle around the time where the Sunsetters were not known of specifically yet. That was when Vic won her HOH. Understand. And that was when they tried to get rid of Rohan. So this production team has shown us time after time after time now that they will create an HOH comp that is specifically designed to screw over one side. They will create a stop the slop twist to specifically help one side stay strong. And see, that's another part of this, right? It is part of the strategy to weaken your opponent by putting them on slop. By allowing Canada to just step in and just filibuster that move, you might as well just put everyone back on PB&Js, man. What's the point? What's the point? Like, this dude Rohan just won veto, and then y'all give him a slot pass too? Like, damn, y'all feeling extra courteous for some people who didn't think production should help Toya at all. Y'all are feeling super righteous. Y'all are feeling super giving when it comes to Rohan, though. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm ready to start answering y'all questions, all right? I want to hear what y'all got to say. Hopefully y'all are watching feeds and y'all can update me on who's HOH. Hopefully feeds are back on. I don't know. Y'all know me. I've been away. You feel it, dig me. But yeah, I'm ready to answer y'all questions. Oh, so HOH can compete in the veto. Okay, thank you for that, Blockstar. By the way, welcome to the channel. Shout outs to Shamar, thank you. Coach, who do you want to win this game? From Tyler M. I gotta keep it funky with y'all. I want Tychon to win. I want him to win. Because if there's anyone who has figured out a way to rebrand themselves since Toya left, it's Tychon. You feel me? Like, Ty is giving me them vibes. He's almost like, dang, if I could compare him, he remind me of the movie Fresh. Remember the movie Fresh? When that kid spent that entire movie trying to get revenge on them street dudes? So he eventually figured out a way to just smooth talk all of them, and he basically did it to get his sister back from that one dude who was Giancarlo Esposito. To me, Tychon is showing signs that he could be, in fact, the ghost of Quebec. He is showing me that he could definitely have that mastermind in him. And that's why I hate a twist like this. Because if I see Tychon not make jury because this twist was put in a week too early, I'm going to be pissed. Because I believe he has a legit chance to win it. The way these people are so scared about him, it literally is, we can't trust Ty because we can't get him to blow up. We can't trust Ty because he's too cerebral. We can't trust Ty because he won't allow us to put him in a box. You know? And the more I see people mad about the fact that they can't get a rise out of him, the more I see myself in his gameplay a bit. Because I've been that guy. I've been that guy that you might have a coworker resenting you and you don't even know the resentment is there. Because you're not even focused on this person, but they are all they're just ice grilling you. And that's a term in the black community for someone who look like they just want to, either rob you or do something to you. They just mean mucking you, essentially. This is what ice grilling is. It feel like the majority of the people in this house just ice grill Ty all the time, and it's because he's so easygoing. They've never seen someone play like this. They're expecting this guy to be rugged or rigid. And he's actually quite loving and heartful, and these things are also breaking down barriers for future heterosexual black men. So I'm happy Ty has started to put this into his bag. Now, with that said, Beth has had to sit down with Ty this week because he spent a lot of time in the HOH celebrating with Kiefer a lot. But to be fair, Ty and Jed didn't really have a choice because they didn't vote for Kiefer to stay over Toya. I believe they were mending the fence, rebuilding the great solid relationship they had before Toya and Kiefer were ever on the block together. And I think Beth may have misconstrued why he was in the HOH a lot, when in reality, he felt like he had to be in the HOH more because he had to, he had to reconvene, man. He had to make sure the morale stayed strong, You can't abandon the guy. Now, I will admit, during tonight's episode, I didn't think it was a good look when Jed and Tychon are talking to Kyle. Kiefer walks in, and he says, y'all need more time? He's like, yeah, just a little bit more time, big dog. And then Kiefer walked out. I kind of felt bad in that moment, but Kiefer knows what's up. He know these motherfuckers can't trust Kyle. He knows they won't trust Kyle. You feel it, dig me? And that's why they suggested he throw up Austin, so Kyle would get sent to the Shadow Realm. Yeah, Fresh is a great movie, Miss Selena. Classic of a movie. If you're younger, like under the age of 30, and you've never seen Fresh, highly recommended movie. One of the urban classics of the 90s. One of the urban classics. Kiefer and Ty is the duo. If Jed and Ty are nominated for eviction, who will be evicted? It will be Ty, absolutely. If Ty is on that block come Thursday, Ty is gone. It's just that simple. Arissa said the secret HOH can play in veto. Thank you for that. Oh, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, please do not forget to hit that like button. Thank you, Fuji. Dreyon McKenzie, shout outs to you, Dre. He says, Ty has Big Brother Canada winner material, but production is not ready for a black person to win. We saw what they did to Gary. I still believe Topaz was given a bag underneath the table for that. Listen, you don't make it that far in the game. You don't go through all of them meetings. You don't sit through all them hours of production just to forget who you voting for to win the damn game. I'm not buying it. All right? That's all I'm saying. Mr. Ty says, this season reminds me of BB20 when it comes to these fans. Kyle being Tyler, who could do no wrong, but Latoya was at fault simply for playing the game with confidence like Swaggy C. Ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding. You hit your nail on the head. And I guess Jed would be more of the Faisal kind of type. Because there are moments where I'll be like, Jed's got it. And then there are other moments where I go, what is he doing? You know, part of me can't tell if he feels like he has to entertain Beth because he can't afford to lose her number. But damn, you mean to tell me you can't have no platonic alliance with this white woman that's just respectful? Y'all sure as hell managed to do that with Latoya. You know, y'all can't do this with this white girl? I'm sorry. Listen, I'm not trying to be overly judgmental. I'm just saying, when I see a brother kissing another grown-ass man who wears lip gloss all fucking day, but he ain't got it in his heart to kiss the black woman once, I'm sorry. I gotta ask questions about you. Because that's bizarre to me. Never once saw him give Latoya a kiss. But you gonna kiss Breydon, the motherfucker who lied to you about the Toya vote? Man, if you don't get the fuck out of here. I'm sorry, my brain just thinks differently, and I think that's why y'all rock with me, because it's different. You feel me? I'm a believer in actions. And I'm not saying you gotta show man's Toya. I'm not saying none of that. I'm just saying, is all that other extracurricular bullshit, is that necessary? If that wasn't necessary. That's all I'm saying. You know? People misconstrue these thoughts as, oh, you're trying to force this brother to choose on this black. No, absolutely not. I would not be Hotep Thanos if that was my thought process. I'm a firm believer in you have the choice to like who you like, what you like, the whole nine. I'm all about freedom of speech, freedom of choice, the whole nine. But at the end of the day, you got to make better choices, Jed. That's all I'm saying. Make better choices, bro. Boredom ain't an excuse. You feel it, dig me? Y'all got foosball in that damn house. Y'all it look like damn Odyssey Fun World in the damn ball pit. You feel it, dig me? Damn, act like it's your birthday party and go have fun, coach. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to be engaging in the moisture to make these people feel more included. They didn't make you feel included with Toya's vote. What the hell are we doing? I wish somebody would blindside me by being off code, sending a sister home, and then they got the nerve to say, but I'm attracted to you. Can I get a kiss? What? Even if I was gay, that's terrible game. But Jed let that ride with the context, and he ain't gay. Come on, Jed. I gotta ask questions, bro. This don't look right, coach. And once again, if y'all think I'm being overly dramatic, rewatch that episode in the first minute and a half. You gonna see what I saw that made me, huh? I mean, damn, Breydon is damn near crying over Kyle. He ain't even trying to kiss him. So this guy can play a game that's anti-black, but at the same time, his version of the most attractive person is the black guy. So you have self-hate, but you can't control what you like? It's so confusing. I don't understand it, man. And this is why I told y'all Breydon and Vic are birds from a feather that flock together, man. I told y'all this a long time ago. Beth is Haley. Oh, you gotta, I think Beth, I think Haley deserves a little bit more respect than that, but I see where you're going at with this. Because Jed is Faisal. Who is worse at campaigning, Austin or Joe Biden? Now, you know we can't get political. This is a Canadian rant. All right, we ain't going to go there. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the softball, though. Any other time, coach, I'm Hank Aaron in this mug. You know what I'm saying? Fuji says Austin is worse than Joe. LOL. Yep, you said it, not me. But yeah, so you got all of these players. And I'm assuming feeds aren't up because y'all still haven't told me who won HOH. We're just assuming that Ty is up next to Kiefer or Ty is up next to Jed. We don't really know what happened or not. And at the end of the day, we're probably going to have to wait till tomorrow's feeds to know who's really HOH, because who is going to want to let anyone know the first night that they're the anonymous HOH? I mean, if I'm a player on this season, I never tell even my closest allies that I'm the anonymous HOH, because when I double tap, I don't want people knowing that that's on my resume. I want to save that for my speech at the end of the game, coach. I'm not telling nobody that. Even if I'm Breydon, I ain't telling Austin that. Even if I'm Austin, I'm not telling Breydon that. That's the strategy, and I think that's why Beth is like, oh, hell yeah. Because I think in Beth's mind, she knows she can't really be seen targeting Austin. That ain't going to look right. But if she anonymously gets her sent to the Shadow Realm, you know? But maybe I'm putting too much faith into Beth. Because I still believe that there is a chance she may choose Austin over Jed and Ty if it comes down to it. And that's why I'm personally hoping that Austin gets sent to the Shadow Realm right before jury starts. I hope this twist blows up in production's face, and I hope Jed and Ty, one of them, or even a Beth, is able to double tap and do what's best for all three of their games, and Kiefer's included. You know, I wouldn't even mind if Tera was sent home before this jury started, because that would unlock Tina's game. I wouldn't even mind that, to be honest with you. All right? But if there are players I don't want to see going before the jury starts, it's Ty, it's Jed, it's Rohan, because I don't think he deserves that. I think Rohan earned his place. Those are really the only three players that I would want to protect to make jury. Oh, and of course, Kiefer. My fault. So yeah, I know it sounds like I'm only talking about the men right now, but it's because the women have played pick-me games, and quite frankly, I don't believe all of them deserve to make it this far. I mean, all of them basically, like hyena, surrounded Toya because they were mad that Toya had better pheromone than they had. Let's talk about it. You know? All these girls smell like wildebeest out here. You got Toya coming in. If you smell, you know what I'm saying? She just smelling amazing. And they're salty because the men just attract to that. You know what I'm saying? What do I have to do to get them to attract to me? I'm not going to work on myself and become a more confident individual, so instead I'm going to target you so they have no one else to look at but me. That's just putting paper over the cracks, coach. At a certain point, you still got to get over those insecurities. And you're not going to get over them in this game because you believe the people are going to like you for the game you're playing. And that's why it's going to be hilarious when Victoria comes out this house. Because I tell you this, the type of smoke David Alexander got, if I don't see black women going twice as hard on Vic that they went on David, considering she got Toya out, then it's going to be a bad look. I want to see people ready with the shits, coach. All right? I'm talking Molotov cocktail tweets. You feel it, dig me, let it burn, gotta let it burn. You know what I'm saying? But ladies and gentlemen, this has been the 13th rant of Big Brother Canada 9 entitled Eye for an Eye. You know, y'all thought y'all was slick. Y'all thought by taking out Toya, the all-seeing eye of the Sunsetters, by leaving all of that baggage in Beth's hands, who already has an eye problem as it is, y'all thought that would obscure the vision of these fantastic players over there on Sunsetters. But what the Sunsetters players showed us all is they got eye drops on deck, coach. And because of these eye drops, they can see clearly now the rain is gone. And they want all the smoke when the overcast leaves us. You feel it, dig me, coach. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited. As long as Jed or Ty or Beth win this damn HOH. All right, I'm excited. But with that said, though, do we really expect Beth to pull this out clutch if she's working with one eye? I'm just saying what it is. I'm saying what y'all thinking. Do we expect Jed and Ty to be good at this comp? I don't know, because it's all about what production says the number is. So no matter how you shake it, coach, it feels as if production are stacking the deck for Jed or Ty to not make jury. But we must keep hope alive. You know, believe in these two brothers. Believe that they can come through clutch. Because I tell y'all this. If Jed, Ty, or Beth figure out a way to make it past this one huge speed bump, this one huge hurdle, I believe they can cut this 6-person alliance down to 5, and it will force the cockroaches to scatter completely. I think right now the cockroaches still want to stick around each other, you know, hit up some cheese in the cut, a little bit of breadcrumbs. But after Kyle, if you can double tap and send either Austin, Breydon, and reluctantly Rohan to the Shadow Realm, I think that is more than enough to force Tina to go, hey, Tera, fuck that side. I'm choosing the winning side. And before you know it, the Sunsetters minus Toya are back together, and we get the late game that we truly deserve. Because as I've always said, the reason why the Sunsetters are more likable is because their archetypes in their alliance are not the archetypes that are usually successful. That's what makes them the true underdog, not no damn Austin. So production, stop trying to make Austin lay in the ball pit, talk to herself. Kyle is underneath the balls eavesdropping. I hear you over there, on some weirdo shit. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, when it was Toya in that ball pit thinking to herself, we had certain members of the media clowning her for that. They ain't clowning Austin for it. Callback. But ladies and gentlemen, I hope y'all enjoyed this 13th rant. I'm going to get out of y'all hair. I'm Dave Smith with Recency Bias Radio, with no one is safe from criticism, and this, of course, was the 13th rant entitled Eye for an Eye Coach. If you could, please do not forget to like this video, comment underneath it for the algorithm, and share it with all of the pro-black fans and just the pro-RBR fans of Big Brother Canada 9 that you rock with, Coach. All right? My birthday is only in a few days, y'all. It's actually in 4 days. It's on the 29th. It's on Monday. So y'all might get a rant this weekend. Y'all might not. I might be a little bit too disoriented off the JD. If I am, forgive me. But if I still give y'all a rant, I mean, what can I say? I'm the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? But you knew that already, Coach. But yeah, y'all have a great night. Y'all be safe. And if y'all working tomorrow, man, y'all blitz through that Friday, man, and enjoy y'all weekend. You feel it, dig me? I'm definitely going to be turning up for every member of RBR combined, Coach.